Hey guys, as the census is winding down, I believe it ends September 30th. I just wanted to share a few things that you may kind of come in contact with or may experience with as this thing is trying to really finish up. I would have to say that, the past couple of days that I've been working have been relatively frustrating. I mean, granted, it's kind of what you expect with this job. You're not really going to, it's not going to be all peaches and cream when you go up to an address. But what I've noticed is a lot of the cases that we are getting are obviously going to be repeats. These are cases that are extremely hard that we just are not getting the information from. I mean, I've seen case notes that are at least up to 12 notes, 7 tries, and every single one of them is inconvenient or, just eligible, responded, not available. It's cases like these that you're going to start seeing a lot more, at least with what I've been experiencing. And this is really coming down to the proxies. The proxies are getting pretty difficult too. Thankfully, I've had a couple of proxies the last couple of days who have been really helpful. As I've said in the prior video, if you're not going to be getting all the information, you're not going to be getting the names, you're not going to be getting, you may not even be getting the birthdays, stuff like that. But if you go to a proxy and they're able to give you how many people live in there, and male or female, and maybe the relationships between the people in the house, that's pretty good. And that's, considering that population count is really all that you need to close a case. That's been pretty good. But yeah, what I was saying is that these proxies, which mostly I use neighbors, are not starting to cooperate. These are people that have been contacted many times before me, and they've probably, are going to be contacted again within a day. And people are really just getting frustrated by that. Some problems I've been seeing with FTC and that I've even communicated with my team and Census field supervisor is that I've went up to multiple houses where they know for a fact that they have sent theirs in. They have sent it by mail. And unfortunately, it's still coming up in FTC as an open case. I went to this one house and they said, a guy or an enumerator was just here a day or two ago and we told him the population count. And this is kind of another frustrating thing that you may encounter is some of the enumerators on your team, and I'm not, calling anybody out. I mean, we all make mistakes. It all happens. But I'm just telling you to watch out for this is some enumerators may put enough information in their notes that can close a case. I don't know if maybe they think they need all the information to close a case, or they're waiting for you to get more information. But in my eyes, and at least what I've seen on the census subreddit, is if you have enough information to close a case right then and there, the population count, again, that's really all we need to go ahead and do it. I've had a couple of cases to where there was enough in the notes to close it out, population case. There was one where I guess the person went up, knocked on the door, they communicated, but he, refused to really answer the questions. But he did say how many people lived there, and that was put in notes, but the case was not closed. But anyway, what I was talking about, the last case with, the population count being told, apparently the last enumerator before me that went to that address was told that there were X amount of people. And I went up there again, and again, this is frustrating people, and said, okay, how many people lived in this household as of April 1st? And he's like, I don't understand why we keep having to answer that same question when I just told the last person that. Again, I've been told that it's been technology issues, and I'm really, I'm not surprised by that because I've been seeing some people having issues with the phones, issues with FTC, and stuff of that nature. So it's been kind of a little bit difficult. one thing that I have been really utilizing are the numbers in the case. You know, we're only about a week away from the census being over, you know, from enumerators being let go from their job, and I will go on there and it looks like none of the numbers are attempted. If you're like me and you know the person's not going to answer the door, you've tried multiple proxies, that's not working out, go in there and try an outbound call attempt. And I've actually completed a few cases with this outbound call attempt, either due to the number being a landlord, which he would, you know, they're happy enough to just give you the amount of people. Some have given me the names and, you know, the birthdays and stuff, which has been a great help. But keep in mind though, some of those numbers, depending on your state, have been outdated, or just not right. Like, I'm not sure how some of these numbers get on the case list, because some of the numbers that I've dialed have never lived in my state, or, you know, they're like, yeah, we lived at that address 30 years ago. And I mean, while it's great to have that number, it again is kind of bothering people with you know, asking them about an address that they lived at 30 years ago. I mean, you know, granted, you can get that number out of the way and it's good to know, but again, those cell phone numbers are becoming a big help. I mean, some people just, you know, they don't want somebody out their front door. They kind of get a little spooked out by that. You know, it's kind of a little intimidating, or especially during COVID, and, you know, the weather's starting to get a little bit chillier, and I'm sure they've had multiple enumerators before me knock on their door. Some just feel more comfortable doing it over the phone, which I completely get. But other than that, it's going okay. You know, it was to be expected that during the end of the census, which I again believe is September 30th, that you know, things were going to start getting frustrating, things were going to start getting a little bit tedious, especially when we start going to cases that have been tempted time after time after time after time again. So but you just have to keep going at it. Thankfully my census field supervisor has, you know, kept this lively, and you know, sending cool things our way in group messages, such as like scavenger hunts and stuff like that. So it keeps you motivated. Sorry about that. I got a phone call in the middle of recording. So there's really not much left I was saying, but yeah, like I was saying, the census field supervisor, you know, is sending things to keep it motivating, and you know, hopefully you're lucky enough to get an engaging one. But really, just to wrap this up, you know, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. But you know, you just have to keep grueling and going through these days and doing your best, and just know that you're attempting them. So, you know, I wish you guys and all the enumerators and all that the best of luck. And if, you know, if you're just a resident and you're not an enumerator, please help us out, man. Please help us out, because we're going to be doing everything we can in order to count our state correctly. So stay safe out there, guys, and keep going at it.